Welcome back to the In the Deep End podcast. My name is Cosmic.
I'm Shanda.
And take a look at this video really quick.
Now, look, ladies, I ain't the most handsomest nigga in the world. But goddamn it, if I look your way and I wave and I smile at you, goddamn it, smile back. Just because a nigga wave at you and smile, that don't mean he always wants your musty ass, okay? That don't mean I want your musty ass. All we doing is giving you a nice gesture, just letting you know, hey, Queen, you're doing your thing. Hey, Queen, you looking good in that sundress. Hey, Queen, you looking good in those sweatpants. But you want to toot your motherfucking nose up with them that ragged ass wig on your motherfucking head and the motherfucking eyebrows that's cocked like a pistol because you can't draw them bitches on right. You musty motherfucker. And if you got hair under your arms looking like you're carrying a goddamn dog, that motherfucking box down there probably hairy and musty too. I can't stand some of you motherfuckers who toot your motherfucking nose up. One of them was a goddamn AKA. Yeah, I'm talking about the AKA. Gonna toot your motherfucking nose up because I spoke to you. I was just speaking. Goddamn, all you had to do was speak back and say, hey. Don't nobody want you motherfuckers all the time, you musty bitch.
So I thought this video was hilarious for one. I think that the main thing I want to say is if you're going to go on this mission of being a nice person in the world we live in today, you have to be very aware that most people aren't nice, whether they be women or whether they be men. And you're going to get snubbed. People are going to have a weird look on their face. Especially depends on the region of the nation you live in. You can definitely expect that in the more city-like areas and places. Yeah, but I definitely get what he's saying. But I also get the women's side of things too. It's almost like he doesn't know what it's like to be a woman. And no matter how musty or hair, whatever the case is, whether you're AKA, they get a lot of unwanted attention that does have underlying motives to it. So, I understand both sides. Of course, I wish everybody was a little nicer at the end of the day. But I think that falls on the person who's making that effort to be nice and to say hi to people, tell someone that they're looking good, whatever the case may be. You have to be doing it because that's just what you want to do, regardless of what their reaction to it's going to be.
I completely understand where this guy's coming from. I think women have gone really too far with this whole thing. It is okay for a man to say hello or to compliment what you have on or compliment your perfume, whatever the case. I always enjoy a compliment myself. And it doesn't mean just because he's speaking to you that he's going to next ask you for your number. It's just being courteous. Not only to your fellow man, but just as a man and woman thing. I don't mind the compliments. I enjoy them. And I don't mind if you speak to me and say this, that, and the third. I never have. I think a lot of women have just gotten to a point where they have their nose turned up all the time. They don't want to give anybody the time of day, just as a common courtesy. So things are just so out of whack. Just like in the workplace, for example, men cannot be men anymore, meaning that you can't compliment anyone. You can't be gentlemanlike in the workplace anymore, because as soon as you say something, that dress is really nice, it looks great on you, then they try to file sexual harassment. It's like everybody has been put in this small box, and you can't act outside of this box. Otherwise, it's a problem. So they take all of that energy out to the gas station with them and out to the grocery store. So as soon as someone pays them a compliment, as soon as it happens, they get like this, stiff back. Don't say anything to me. Don't talk to me, when they're just being courteous.
Although I understand the point you're making and there's a lot of truth to it, I also remember when guys were hitting girls with bricks upside their head because they said no to giving them their phone number. And there was a whole lot of crazy stuff going around when, girls were like, oh, thank you, nice, that's nice, and turning down any forward advances, and it was a problem. And I remember, especially with the girl who got hit with the brick, she said there was a bunch of other men around, and everybody just sat there and watched the situation take place. So that's why I said, like, I am aware enough to know, like, I don't understand women's experience being a woman. So I kind of see both sides to it. But you are right in saying that there are a lot of women out there who, and I'm not really sure where a lot of that energy came from. It could come from some of the stuff I'm talking about, but I think there's another side to the coin where it's just overinflated ego for some reason, wherever they got it from. I'm not sure, because you see some of them and you're just kind of like, where's all of that coming from? Like, I don't,
you certainly,
like, I'm puzzled.
right.
Like, I don't get it. But, you know, I also know a fair share of guys where, you know, that stuff doesn't necessarily matter, so they could getting a lot of attention and feel like, you know, they're really the it girl or whatever the case may be, even though that's not what is on the surface.
Well, I can tell you what I even say today, you know, even at my, you know, my age, I still get hit on. So when I'm at the store or something and some guy will say something to me, can I go with you? Or something, or hey, can I get your number? I'll say, you know what, my husband wouldn't like that one bit. And he'll laugh. And he'll say, oh, okay, no problem. That I don't have no husband, but that's what I say. Because I don't want to be rude. I don't want to ignore him. I want to acknowledge the compliment or acknowledge the interest, but say I have a boyfriend or I have a husband. And then some people will even say, are you happy? and I'll say, you know what? Now, if I was your girlfriend, you wouldn't appreciate nobody talking to me like that, would you? No, I probably wouldn't. And we laugh about it and go on about our way. So it's no need to be rude, in my opinion.
But a lot of young girls, I think in general, but especially nowadays, are rude. Like, that's just kind of like a archetype these days, where a popular archetype of girls today, they're just rude.
But that's ugly, and I'm not sure where that comes from. And I think there's just a breakdown. There is a breakdown between men and women, I think, at this point in time in our lives. But I'm not a part of that. I don't believe in that. I don't think women should be ugly like that. Always have their lips all turned up and like they got a boot in their mouth about one thing or the next. It's like, girl, okay, that does not make you look cute. And then you know how some people cannot be cute and have a really nice personality, and that in turn makes them pretty or cute, whatever you want to call it. But even those girls got an attitude
now.
So
right.
It's like, girl, knock it off. You don't have no room to have no attitude. But nobody should have an attitude. Not like that. Not with a complete stranger. For what?
I mean, I don't know. I guess there's so many different angles you could look at it. Because I know me personally, I don't like anyone speaking to me if possible.
That's true. He doesn't.
I don't. Like, I'm out here minding my business. I don't care to have conversation with you. Now, I'm not going to be rude to you if you do talk to me. But I know, like, personally how I'm, like, I just don't want to talk to you. It's like, I don't say hi, don't say good morning to me or anything. Head nod, wave, cool. But, you know, I got stuff I'm doing. I don't like it. I'm not a social person like that.
Sometimes we'll be out, you guys, and I'll be saying, good morning. And he'll say, why are you always talking to me?
No, because she'll say good morning to like 10 people in like 5 to 10 minutes. And it's just like, you don't like, what? You don't have any inner thoughts you're working on? Like, what? Like, why are you talking to people?
I just like to speak to people, you know, spread joy and cheer when you can. You know, there's no reason to be acting ugly and looking all ugly and effed up in the face. It's just not necessary.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of stranger interaction. Very rarely am I going to really want to entertain something like that. So I understand it from that perspective, but at the same time, I'm not rude. So if you do talk to me, it's like, I'll say something, you know, I'll be nice, and then I'm gonna walk away, be all like, fucking bitch. It's almost like, don't stop talking. Why you talk too much? Like, you know, but like, I think that you should be as kind as possible.
I think kindness always wins, in my opinion, and it does not hurt to slightly smile and say, "Hey, how you doing?" and keep it moving.
And people like that are valuable, because I guess there are times when like you're not having the best day, and then like you run into a stranger, and it's almost like that kind of like really does lift you up. Like, I've definitely had those moments. But I'm not going to do it.
Well,
I'm not going to do it. You know, if I relatively were acquaintances, I'm more like that. But then, you know, just some stranger or something. Now, if I'm working, I give customer service, or I'm very, you know, nice. So that's the only exception to the whole stranger thing.
Well, you know, I got a delivery of some product the other day. And when the truck drove up, I was like, "Oh, hey, how are you doing?" Da 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 da. You know, he's like, "Oh, you know, I'm good. This, that, and the third." And we were having great conversation. And he's like, "I don't think I'm gonna be able to get this all the way up into the garage." And I was like, "No problem. Just leave it, you know, as far as you can get it." And he was like, "You know what? You have been the most pleasant customer that I've had all day. And I want you to know that I really appreciate it."
Because he is about to quit his little job.
It really made my day. And I was like, "Oh, no problem, of course." You know, because why be rude and nasty? It's just not necessary. So I understand what the guy in the TikTok is saying. I understand it completely, and I understand the sentiment. Not everybody wants you, girl.
And what's an AKA? Is that also known as Brad? Like,
I don't know.
what's an AKA? I'm like,
I
what?
don't know. I was thinking about that too.
Yeah.
Also known as Brad.
It's like, I don't know, man. I like I said, I understand both sides. I think the video is hilarious overall. But ultimately, if you're going to set out on this mission to be this nice person, know the world that you live in.
What do you mean? Like, so you can get some backlash or something, or you could potentially get backlash?
Expect that someone's going to be rude. Expect that somebody's not going to necessarily be receptive to your positivity.
So don't take it personally.
No, don't take it personally.
Yeah.
You should expect it, and if you get someone who's receptive and, you know, they say something nice back or whatever, that's great.
Well, you know, like I said, I'm one of those people, "Good morning," you know, to everybody. Or I'll be at the checkout at the grocery store, and it'll be my turn, and I'll say, "Good morning," and they won't say nothing.
Right.
And then I'll say it all loud, "Good morning."
She would.
And then they'll be like, oh, good morning.
I'll be saying, how are you going to force people to have a conversation with you? That's so crazy.
Because it's like, look, it doesn't cost anything to be kind. It just does.
Yeah, but you're gonna be forcing people to say something. It's crazy. I don't know.
So be nice. Be nice to your fellow man. That's all I have to say.
And I didn't always believe in being kind. Like, and you know, if anybody who happens to see this who used to know me, you know, I'm very much anti-social person. So, you know, but it's something that I have learned to appreciate in someone's character and try to adopt it myself. So, yeah, you know, but also know, you know, not everybody's kind. Most people aren't kind.
That's right.
And prepare your little emotions ahead of time so you're not feeling like this guy in this video. Right. So that's all I have to say about that.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Bye.